Hi, welcome to Marketing with WordPress 21 Ways in 21 Days. Learn the tools for better marketing with WordPress. This is an online course, and my name is Dennis Smith, your course instructor. And over the course of the next 21 days, you'll be receiving an email from me, and we'll cover different aspects of WordPress, and I'll show you the tools that I use and that others are using to market with WordPress. So we'll go ahead and start here. We're going to go ahead and advance hopefully to the next slide. And we're going to talk about the first week of the course. We're going to start off with Introduction to WordPress. So for those of you who aren't familiar with WordPress, I'm going to go ahead and cover what WordPress is. We'll talk about how you can use it with your business and how easy and affordable it is to use WordPress. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover hosting with WordPress. So I'll show you different hosting organizations out there, such as Bluehost, HostGator, GoDaddy, and Greenhost USA. And I'll show you how affordable it is to host WordPress. And then we'll go ahead and we'll move forward with the installation and setup of WordPress. So I'll show you how easy it is to get that installed and get started. Next, we're going to cover themes for marketing with WordPress. And one of the cool things about WordPress is you can give it its own look and feel. And so we're going to talk about some of those themes that are out there that are great for those of you who are wanting to use WordPress as a marketing tool for your businesses. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to plugins and talk about how they add more functionality. And we'll cover some of the free plugins that are out there and also some of the premium plugins that are available out there. Some of them that I use myself and some of them that I think that are worth looking at. We're going to go ahead and look at widgets, and widgets give your theme more customization, and we'll talk about what you can do with those and some of them that I'm using. We'll talk about smart blogging for effective marketing. So we'll cover blogging in general. I know a lot of people out there who get started with WordPress and then they get hung up on blogging. What should I write? What topics I should talk about? And I'll show you some of the tools that are out there for you to find topics to write on and some of the suggestions so that you can find topics to write about depending on your blog. In week 2, we'll go ahead and we'll cover optimizing with WordPress, optimizing WordPress with SEO or search engine optimization. So I'll show you some of the plugins and tips and tricks so that you can get better optimization when it comes to search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. After that, I'll show you how to connect with MailChimp. MailChimp is the ability to market with email. It is affordable. It's actually, for some of you, it might actually be free. So I'll talk about MailChimp and why I like it and how easy it is to get started using MailChimp. Then we'll move on to social media and we'll talk about how to get people sharing some of your stuff on your website and how to get set up with the social media buttons for Facebook and Pinterest and the different social media platforms such as Twitter. And then we'll talk about getting connected with Facebook, since Facebook is the largest social media platform out there. We'll talk about how to get connected so that you can share from your blog or your website to Facebook and how you can connect between the two. We're going to talk about Gravity Forms and Formidable, which are two premium plugins for building excellent forms on your WordPress website. I use Gravity Forms myself, but I have used Formidable, and there are some other ones out there that are free, but these two are the most effective. So we'll talk about those two. We'll talk about Optimize Press, which is a landing page tool. So I'll show you how you can get started with that and start creating landing pages so that you can create special pages for products that you might be promoting or selling. We'll talk about building outstanding lead pages, which is like Optimize Press, and one that I use for putting together registration pages for my webinars and also creating product pages. And there's other things that you can do with it, such as this course. So this course is actually going to be driven by lead pages, so you'll see how I utilize that and get some ideas on how you can use that in your business. And then we'll move on to week 3, and we'll talk about selling products with WordPress so that you have ideas on how you can use WordPress to sell your products. So we'll talk about e-commerce, and we'll talk about tools and ways that you can sell your products using WordPress. We'll talk about WooCommerce, which is one of the most popular plugins for e-commerce, so that you can load your product and your pricing information, tax information, so you can get started with actually having a full-blown retail store on WordPress. Something that's near and dear to my heart, which is being an author, and I use WordPress to promote my book. So we'll talk about that, and I'll show authors out there tips on how you can utilize WordPress to sell more books, to sell your book, and promote future books using WordPress. So we'll talk about that. We'll also reach out to those of you who are maybe selling Cincy, or your multi-level marketers that are selling all of those wonderful products out there for home-based businesses. So I'll show you how you can utilize WordPress so that you can gain more customers and sell more products. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about local business, because a lot of local businesses out there are using WordPress for their websites. So I will reach out to those small businesses out there and give you some ideas on how you can be utilizing WordPress to create an affordable website and bring more customers into your actual physical business locations. We'll talk about hosting webinars with WordPress, something that I do. So I'll show you how to build those landing pages, how you can set up registration pages for webinars, and how you can set up pages to actually host your webinars with WordPress, and also a tool that I like, which is Hangouts on Google+. So we'll talk about combining those tools together. And then we'll finish up with getting mobile with WordPress. I'll show you some of the applications that are out there for Android and iPhones that you can use to take things on the go, so that you can blog and update your website on your Android tablets or your iPad. We'll talk about that. We can talk about how to update your MailChimp and send out a campaign or an email utilizing your tablets. And then we'll go into WordPress resources. So I'll leave you with a lot of different tools or websites and resources that you can use. Sites that I've come across that are great blogs to read. They have lots of information. We'll talk about that. And then we'll finish up with a bonus, and that's WordPress stats with Jetpack. So I'll show you how you can see where your visitors are coming from, what articles are being read the most, find out how you can utilize that so you can find out what you should be writing about, what people are coming to your website and enjoying the most. So we'll talk about that over the course of 3 weeks. So if you haven't gotten registered already, you'll want to go to dennisjsmith.com and just click on the link for 21 ways in 21 days, and then you can get registered for this online course. If you're already registered for the course, then I look forward to training you on these topics over the next 21 days. So again, this is the first video in the series. Next video will be coming your way in the next day via email, so look for that in your inbox, and look for a new session each day in your inbox, and I look forward to training you. Thank you very much.